Hey guys, it's me, Paul Fusco, and you are listening to Alf Explaining.
Welcome to Alsplaining with me, Ben.
Oh no, he's died again.
And Baker, who was doing a pregnant pause.
And me, John Matthews, who's picking his sides up off the floor, as they have now split.
Well, you do, because you understand the context, but they don't yet, because This is an episode which first went out in America on November 21st, 1988, and it's called Changes. Although I imagine if you're in Germany, it'll be called something different.
It has indeed changed in Germany.
Oh, good.
In Germany, it's Auf Neuen Wegen. That's Auf, A-U-F, not Alf, A-L-F. Auf Neuen Wegen, which means in or on new ways, as far as I can tell. My phone translator has brought it up as on new trails, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I'm assuming any Germans listening to this will already know what Auf Neuen Wegen means and will not hesitate to correct us.
I quite like on new trails. It's quite poetic, isn't it? The trail thing, it's quite colourful. I mean, I assume the Germans have a word for changes. They could have just used that, but
you would think so. I didn't think to look that up, to be honest. And maybe we should work out what the literal translations of these the English titles are. But
in case people haven't realised, all the Alf titles are a song title, and sometimes they fit quite well. Sometimes they feel forced as old buggery. So this one is, I don't know, so is it Bowie?
I suppose it must be, yeah.
Yeah, so
The German description translated into English says, Willie is on strike, Kate is back at work, and everything is in chaos. Alf quickly longs for the good old days of last week, which kind of makes it sound like Willie's on strike from being Willie. He's just sitting around the house all day refusing to do his chores.
I think he'd be entitled to with his life, but also Willie on strike does sound like something from like a Robin Asquith style film of the 1970s. Oh, sorry. I'll move on quickly to the ratings, which were 18 million, and it came ninth that week between two sitcoms, Who's the Boss and Amen, though only one of them became the upper hand, admittedly, and I won't tell you which.
Okay, what was that second one again? Our Men?
Amen. It's about it's a sort of religiously themed sitcom.
Sherman Hemsley's back in stride. People are complaining you're blocking their view of the choir. He's the feisty deacon of a busy city parish. Now, God gave us each a temple. You have torn yours down and put up a pizza hut. Little Richard rocks the choir. Clifton Davis mans the pulpit. Amen. Global's Got It, premiering tomorrow at 9:30.
I think Channel 4 did show it in the 80s over here, but I don't remember. It wasn't something I saw personally, I don't think.
Well, no, I will not watch any religious-themed sitcom that doesn't have Derek Nimmo in it, so I'm assuming it didn't have Derek Nimmo in it.
Hello, sir. Hello, you. Oh, my bottom has fallen out in the conservatory, sir.
He was doing Derek Nimmo, ladies and gentlemen. That's Derek Nimmo.
I have never done Derek Nimmo. Anyway, I tell you what, weirdly, more popular than football that week, the American kind,
good,
which was on Thanksgiving night, because this is the actual Thanksgiving week episode, even though the two before this were themed around Thanksgiving on a previous week.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pondering about this. Now, without wishing to give the game away, this is the one they've had to write in because Anne Schedeen has got pregnant.
Yes.
So it's obviously a sort of a last-minute addition. It's quite a good I mean, it's not great episode, but as a last-minute shoehorned-in episode, it's not bad, but
no.
maybe it was running late, and that's why they had to switch the two episodes around. They had to have Thanksgiving a week early.
I mean, as we sort of said with the turkey and the straw one, there are parts of that just like when they just leave the awkward extras. It feels like they would have done more with that if they'd had a bit more time and stuff. But there was a strike, which might come very central to this particular theme. It was written by Lisa A. Bannock, who wrote Prime Time, Hail to the Chief, and a few more in season 2.
Good sign.
And directed by Nick Havinger. So, yeah, solid old hands to the wheel, to the health wheel.
I wonder if we should ever find out how Nick Havinger's surname is actually pronounced. It might be Havincha or something like that. Or
It might be, but I mean, it's not as good as Bonners, is it?
No.
Everything's a downhill after Bonners. Or especially if Willie's on strike.
Way!
So let's begin, and we fade in once more, as we do in most episodes, with a family about to eat. Although this time they're in the living room, and Alf, who is wearing a really quite dull grey sweatshirt, like he's just been doing squats in the gym, begs Kate for Willie's meatloaf, as he's not home yet. And we've had, this all feels quite familiar, doesn't it? This whole setup.
There was one interesting bit in this scene. It was we saw through the porthole directly into the freezer, and I thought, wouldn't it be good if I could work out what was in the freezer? We can all eat like the Tanners, like
my most impenetrable pork sausage of the week.
Unfortunately, the quality of the recording I was watching was not good enough to pick out what was in the freezer. So hopefully, when we get the remastered Blu-rays, we may be able to start that Alf cookbook.
We are getting them. We are getting them. They've been ordered and everything. Yeah, so Willie comes in, exhausted as he's been at a union meeting where he's learned that he's going on strike. And this might be the most dejected we've seen Willie since, but like when Alf did a shit in the cupboard or something. I mean, he's dejected a lot, but, he feels really sick and he looks really sad. And Alf just continues to beg for his meatloaf.
Good. The through line on this scene where Alf continuing to request meatloaf is the anchor that this sitcom needs. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and it's weird actually because we've had a lot of episodes that begin with a scene and then we have the title music and it comes back in that scene. But not for this one. It's a proper cold open, short one, and we don't return halfway through as we've cut to the bedroom and Willie's now restlessly trying to sleep.
He's tossing, isn't he? He's tossing, isn't he?
He wakes Kate with his tossing. And she asks, "What's wrong?" And I feel we might have a few clues to that one already, Kate. Come on. Did you watch the cold open? But he uses this as an opportunity to give a big speech about how people need the social services.
We have to be reminded what Willie's job is.
Yes, very much so. And then Kate kind of does this thing where it's like, no, but strikes are good. You must do it. It's like, it's very odd. It's no jokes at all. It's literally like a conversation for a minute about the positives and negatives about being on strike, which for a programme which has just come back from a writer's strike feels very, very targeted.
And it sort of bores Willie as well. He's woken her up. He's moaning to her. She gives him some support and he goes, shut up, wife. I'm going to sleep again.
Yeah. It's like, I can sleep now, it's fine, yeah, don't worry about it. It's like, all right, cheers. And they're just about to get off, I'm sure, when Alf actually bashes the door open. He doesn't open it in like a dramatic way. He punches the door open. Probably with his face, because he wants to talk about how the strike will affect him.
Question. I'm concerned about how this strike is going to affect everyone, especially me.
Spoken like a true humanitarian.
I know, and I have the solution in 5 simple words. Willie gets another job.
That's 4 words.
Good. I ran out of fingers.
Haven't we done this scene already?
It did seem familiar.
Willie getting another job, because the newspaper one. But Kate goes, you know what, maybe it's time for me to go back to work. And Alf's reaction to this is...
to laugh. He laughs heartily.
Yeah, prick. Because we learned she used to be a real estate agent before Lynn and then Brian and then Alf. And Alf suggests that maybe it's finally the time for them to adopt him. And this is a through line throughout the entire episode.
Yeah, another anchor for the episode. A strange one, but he finds it amusing, so he brings it back up again. So,
well, Willie seems up for it.
Oh, yeah. He says, I don't even think we can do that. Then it's a classic Max Wright double take. Can we? No, I don't think we can.
Yeah. So he wants to know who's going to take care of him if, Kate's going to be at work and Willie is not sufficient. for this. We got a brilliant line here where Willie goes, Alf, you're 231 years old. You should be able to take care of yourself by now. And Alf goes, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
It's great. Lovely.
So again, confirmation, he's now 231 years old. I think he was 228 when he first arrived, so checks out. Checks out, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've had a birthday. Yeah, we've had a birthday recently. So yeah.
So a jaunty sting shows we're changing scene as Alf changes channels rapidly, and I do mean rapidly. He's literally doing that thing with just and the magazine's in front of him, in case you're wondering, same as last episode. You know, clearly, money's tight, so they're not updating the magazines. And Brian arrives home to ask what he's watching.
Love Connection, Bonanza, People's Court, Divorce Court, Superior Court, Silverhawks, Oprah, Phil, Geraldo, and some movie with Dean Jones.
Doesn't that make you dizzy?
Yeah. Hey, where are you going?
Homework. Are you calling Mom again?
Call Kate? Why would I call the woman who abandoned me in my century of need?
The subtitle said Surferhawks, and I'm like, did they mean Silverhawks, which was a cartoon series of the time, wasn't it? And yes, I'm going to guess so, because that was around at that time. It's basically just Thundercats in space.
They fly on wings of silver. They fight with nerves of steel. They're partly metal, partly real. They're the Silverhawks.
Looks like we're going to see some action.
A team of space-age superheroes. The Silverhawks are ready to battle Monstar, Universal Public Enemy #1.
Hold on to your hats.
So take off into high-powered, supercharged action with the mighty Silverhawks. Don't miss them.
Afternoons at 4 on Channel 47.
And Dean Jones, he was just in loads of Disney films, wasn't he?
I meant to look him up for this, but
It was in The Love Bug, The Shaggy DA, $1 Million Duck.
$1 Million what, sorry?
The $1 Million Duck.
Duck.
Not penis. Monkeys Go Home.
What?
That Darn Cat.
Oh, yeah, that one I do remember.
Those. I assume they were just on a lot at that time, because I was trying to find some connection, like, is it an in-joke? Did Dean Jones appear in something with Paul Fusco? I can't find anything in particular. So if you know, do let us know on the old socials. So did you have either of those as your pop culture reference?
No, I considered making it Superior Court, because it was the only one I didn't really recognise out of that entire list.
No, I had to look up.
A dramatised court show, 86 to 89. Both criminal and civil proceedings were presented. The writers of Superior Court tended to focus on shock value rather than routine cases.
Well, that's the only one I'd not heard of, Superior Court, which I do like the fact that there's People's Court, and another programme was like, well, actually, I think the fact this is the Superior Court. I can only imagine that's why they called that. Yeah, that's Alf just throwing a load of stuff in as he can. Willie comes in with a placard looking wary.
There was one frame where you could see what was written on the placard, and it was DSSWU Local 247. That's the union. It doesn't seem to be real, sadly. I could not find any trace of it whatsoever.
It's not something I really understand, American Union stuff, but you've heard it in all these shows, haven't you?
Me neither. As I found out as I started researching it, I didn't understand a single thing about it. So anyway, that's all you need to know. I'm disappointed he didn't use Alf's old Alien on Strike placard from whenever he used his Alien on Strike placard.
That's fair. And just crossed out Alien and put Willie.
No, I think you should have just left it.
That's fine. Maybe they thought it said Alan. Sadly not. So yes, the Alf calls Willie Norma Ray, which I guess will now be my most impenetrable pop culture reference of the week, along with all the other ones.
Yeah, it's a bit of a free-for-all this week. I did look into this as well, so carry on.
Norma Ray Webster, a factory worker who basically gets involved with trade union activities, based on the true story of Crystal Lee Sutton, and Sally Field won the Best Actress award for it.
Lady, I want you off the premises now.
She was a small-town girl chasing a big dream.
I want this church for a union meeting next Saturday afternoon.
She faced her battles alone.
No!
You didn't get to the washing, and you didn't get to the kids, and you didn't get to me.
She never backed down and inspired them all to believe.
I started this, and I'm gonna finish
So poor old Willie flops on the sofa, and it's a good time probably now to admire his wardrobe, which
Well, yes.
which is colours.
I did write this down as Willie's wardrobe. He takes his sport coat off to reveal a second terracotta denim coat underneath.
Baby shit coloured as well.
It's just coat after coat after coat.
And a jazzy salmon shirt of some description. It just pure Willie.
It was terracotta on my screen, but I might have had the brightness and contrast turned down.
I'm just common.
Yeah.
There's a good joke here, followed by some absolutely top Willage.
Willie?
Yes, Alf.
Are you asleep?
Yes, I am. And deeply so.
Well, I guess it doesn't bother you then, huh?
You guess what doesn't bother me?
But you don't have a job anymore.
I have a job.
Then why aren't you going to it?
I explained this to you already, Alf.
Not to my satisfaction.
So yeah, Alf's worrying about Willie being out of work, and Willie started explaining strikes to Alf, and you think, oh, this is going to be like a bit of a satire on sort of stuff, because they're talking about what as good as management and stuff. But the joke is actually that Alf is just not listening because he needs his soda and his chips and a napkin, and then he cracks his knuckles, and then he sort of settles down to listen, and he does kind of make a little hunkering movement, doesn't he?
It's really, I mean, it's good. It's a good puppetry demonstration, really, more than anything. Especially when he picks up his soda can and just sort of swings the straw around, it goes straight into his gob. I don't know how many times we'd have had to do that take, as we've learned from Phil Fletcher. It was a bit of a bore like that. But I did this entire scene of Alf getting ready to listen to Willie did take 53 seconds.
Yeah.
That's quite a significant chunk of a 24-minute episode of television.
Well, it is, yeah, but it is good business. And he does call him a new name, which is...
Weeping Willow.
Cunt. Yeah. Good. It's not one of his best, not one of his worst. It's in the middle, somewhere there. Alf is being terrible here, and I loved it. And I need to put this clip in as well, because it got a massive ruffle and lol from me.
Remember how she used to look? Smiling, serving food, following me around with a Johnny mop. Now she's dead.
She's not dead. She's just working.
Dead, working, same thing.
And now she's dead. She's not dead. I love that. That made me laugh really hard.
It did.
So, perhaps surprisingly, we now cut away to Kate's new work, where apparently she's just slid straight back into being a bastarding estate agent.
There is a pesky tree covering the sign of this real estate agent, so you can't really see what or where it is, otherwise I'd have tracked it down. But for fans of my detailed car knowledge, the cars parked outside are a Volkswagen Beetle and a Mercedes-Benz W123.
I think you've made that up. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's the W123. It was the one, it replaced, the W114.
I don't know things about cars, I keep telling you this. I know that they go forward and backwards.
And sometimes sideways.
I don't think they're meant to do that, though, are they?
Well, we've all been there.
Well, we have. I've been in your car, yeah. So, yeah, apparently things have changed, all the rules and mathema computations since she was last an estate agent, so she's stressing about it. And Alf has clearly been ringing a lot, and he rings again now, this time on a thoroughly fed-up Willie's insistence. He's just given up.
We have an interesting character here, Kate's boss, who I couldn't immediately decide if she hated Kate or was just very sort of dry and sarcastic. But did you look her up in real life?
No, I don't.
Wendy Oates, I can't remember what her name was, how she was billed here, but she went on to become Wendy Oates DeVore because she married the screenwriter Gary DeVore, who, in June 1997, went missing, prompting an extensive search and media speculation. DeVore had been working in his office in Santa Fe trying to finish a script titled The Big Steal. But Wendy, the woman from Alf, did not hear from him, called him around 1 a.m. He answered, but was not specific in his location. A year later, he and his Ford Explorer were discovered submerged below a bridge over the aqueduct in Palmdale, California. It was found his laptop containing the script, The Big Steal, was missing, as was his gun, as were his hands.
Oh!
It remains an unsolved mystery. of Gary DeVore. But
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to go that. I think, oh yeah, it's going to increase. Obviously ramp up the tension. He's a screenwriter, of course, it has to. But his hands,
his hands were missing. I spent rather longer looking at this than I did researching the rest of the episode because I got quite interested in it.
No, don't blame you.
Well, it turns out, your wrist bones are quite sort of what's the word? Flimsy, and after a year in the water, they do sometimes sort of come apart anyway. So the body would have been slightly decomposed anyway. So the hands may well have just come off of natural causes. However, actually, there's something else interesting about this. Police concluded that for DeVore to crash his vehicle in this location meant he would have had to driven 3 miles against traffic without being seen, and the vehicle's lights were not switched on. So that also indicates foul play. Anyway, yeah.
This is what we should be talking about. This is what people want to hear.
Wendy Oates DeVore playing Kate's boss there. If you want any information about Wendy Oates DeVore, not her husband, who is in this and has nothing to do with Elf, she's a former model from Palm Beach, Florida.
But did she do it? What's the chances that she did it? That's what everyone listening is wanting to know. They were all hoping that is what he's going to build to, and clearly not.
I do have more information. For a brief time, she believed authorities suspected her in DeVore's disappearance. Santa Barbara Sheriff's detectives had asked her to take a lie detector test, but she became ill, and the test was never completed. But the sheriff said the test was routine and she was never a suspect. Since then, Oates DeVore has tried to pick up the threads of her life. An actress who bears a resemblance to Cher, she recently auditioned on Baywatch. She has been out on 3 Movie of the Week auditions. I've had callbacks, she said. It will happen.
When's this from? Is this from 97, did you say?
I looked at her IMDb page and it did not happen, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing else on her IMDb page.
Well, maybe this is the peak then. She gets to look upon Kate's outfit, which is somewhere between Weatherspoon's carpet and perhaps something a member of Candy Flip would wear on top of the pops.
This was not the outfit I noted. I noted the outfit later on in the episode when I described it as wearing a Native American sofa as worn by Gary Glitter.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm assuming you'll be screen grabbing all these so people will be enjoying them.
It turns out Kate in public is terrible. A terrible fashion icon. In the house, she's fine. When she goes out, oh my God.
And speaking of the house, that's where we're going back to, as it's night time and Willie is preparing a feast for the family and apparently using every bleeding pan in the house to do it. Brian almost gets a good line here after failing to identify both garlic presses and garlic. But Willie's making pasta primavera in a Ponzi way that nobody wants.
Say it properly. Pasta primavera. Pasta primavera. I think that was a good line from Brian. I liked it.
It was. It normally just looks as if stuff's burning. I get that. And it's at this point, 12 minutes in, that Lynn, who was in the opening scene but had no lines, finally gets to say something. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm going to put the clip in because it's great.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Well, hi, honey. You're kind of late getting home.
Yeah, Julie and I stayed after school to protest cheerleading tryouts.
Well, why would you do that?
I was protesting because I think cheerleading is a sexist exploitation of the concept of woman as perennial spectator. Julie was protesting because she was eliminated in the first round.
Andrew Elson really should have gone on to do more. She's really good. And immediately after that, she's covered in salad.
Oh, yeah.
After Alf and Willie have a big tug of war of this bowl of salad.
Alf has the salad in front of him. He picks something out. I forget what it is, a chili or something. And he goes, the way he says, "What's this stuff?" with disgust is brilliant. And Willie then lunges for the bowl and it goes everywhere. It's good. There is a really good joke in this section where Willie's slaving over these pans and Alf goes, "Well, I like the sauce that Kate opens."
Yeah, because they've always made jokes about Kate not being a great chef of any description. So Andrew Elson gives a good look when she gets covered in salad, and then the pan over boils and everything, and it's all chaotic, and that's, of course, when Kate walks in, and that's it. That's the end of that scene. There's no more.
Yeah.
So we'll never know if they enjoyed it or not. As we're now in the garage, and Alf has created a Kate shrine a bit like Richard Herring used to do.
For international listeners, Richard Herring was sort of like an English version of Alf.
Yeah, that's the both on a chat show.
Yeah, these pictures, I was impressed that they hadn't just used promo shots of Anne Schedeen or sort of photoshopped or whatever they were doing those days, pictures together. They do seem like pictures that were taken.
Yeah, I mean, some of them don't look in character at all. You know, some of them is like, could you bring some personal photos in, please?
And a few behind-the-scenes shots, you know, like, whilst they're waiting to reset Alf or whatever, they'll have taken a few there. So it's not that bad. They put a lot of effort into it. I quite liked it.
Yeah, there's lots of candles around.
The scene I didn't like. I just said it. All I wrote about this entire bit was there is a long, boring scene about the passing of time.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he says when she comes in and she's startled to see these, but clearly a bit flattered. And Alf goes, "It's fine. She's not wearing lingerie in any of them." Okay. He says, "I gave those to Willie," and she reacts really like, "What?" I was like, "Don't have Willie assuming he's going to get penetrative intercourse. Don't be getting him het up." But of course, it's too late for that. And she says she knows he's upset because they know each other very well. And once again, this is an area we've never really explored.
Kate says, Willie might decide to chuck it all in and become a lobster fisherman. And Alf goes, "Shellfish makes him wheeze, remember?"
And old Wheezy Willie comes in at this point to say, "The strike is over." And he's only temporarily thrown by the shrine to his wife.
It was, again, another great Max Wright bit here where he's trying to be delighted about the strike being over and suddenly realising there's a million pictures of his wife plastered around the garage. This was my top Willie moment, the way he interspersed the two reactions together.
So Alf is delighted because she can stop working now, but she's like, "Nope, I'm going to continue working." And it's like, this is the thing, this is it, this is the turning point. She's going to start working again. It's going to be different, and yet we know this is the episode where she's finding out she's pregnant.
Yeah.
So it feels very much like a rug pull is very in the future for this, and don't pull a rug under a pregnant woman. It's not. It's bad idea in general.
I don't know.
So we cut scene again, and what would you say Willie's doing?
Well, I kind of assumed he was doing the accounts, but I wasn't really sure. I wrote Willie is doing the accounts and Alf is making paper planes out of the accounts, but I'm not 100% sure that's actually what is happening.
No, but he's in his suit, he's in his work gear, so that's the vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, a sheepish Kate comes in. She says, "Remember that first time that I stopped working?" And she's kind of alluding to stuff. And Alf actually realises before Willie does that she's telling him she's pregnant.
Alf's realisation is some of the best puppeteering of this show so far, and it just proves what a genius Paul Fusco is. It was brilliant. Yeah. I really, really laughed hard and was impressed at the same time by the way Alf reacted to this news.
And the way Willie reacts to this by calling the kids in Gidley like it's his news to give. And Brian gets a decent line.
What's up, Dad?
There's going to be an addition to our family.
We're adopting Alf!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
So Lynn says, "It's so 80s.
Yeah, no idea.
And Brian asks how it happened, which I think we would like to know. And was Alf watching at the time? Because she says the baby won't be here for 8 months. So when did this event occur? What point? And I think John has a good theory on when this might have happened.
Well, she did, as you just said. She says it won't be here for 8 months, so that the conception happened sometime within the past few weeks. And if you remember the episode, what was it called?
Stop in the Name of Love, which opened season 3, where Lynn goes on a date in the drive.
If you remember, the end of the episode saw a little topper where Brian and Alf were sort of watching a drive-in movie in the garage
in the car,
to sort of join in with the whole thing. And Kate and Willie came out and started snogging on the back seat. Now, that would time up nicely with this reveal that Kate is indeed pregnant. So I believe whilst Alf and Brian were watching the Care Bears the movie or whatever it was on the screen, this got Willie so het up that he put a baby in Kate.
But it's the idea that while Alf and Brian were sat there.
This is it. They were definitely sat. We know Alf would have been there anyway during conception, but we have worked out, that conception occurred with Alf and Brian present.
as that famous phrase goes, life begins at the time Alf's watching. So yeah, everyone's very happy, and just to prove that she's not going to be swayed immediately, we see her back at work. But yeah, she talks to that co-worker again who didn't murder her husband at all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Before getting another call from a sad Alf who's missing her. And it's a nice scene. It's
nice.
Unnecessary, but it's a nice scene. It's a nice scene. And that seems like, that's going to be the end of it. That's the end sort of, always have a nice little capper at the end of it. But no, there's more. Yeah. And it's quite a nice callback in this case, as Brian is sat watching TV in the same way Alf was earlier, like manically flipping around the channels.
And is manically as well. He's got this massive sort of shit-eating grin on his face. And he's wearing a shirt that appears to have been handed down from Trevor, from the size of it. It would be a shirt that would be too big for Willie.
Although somebody else is clearly wearing one of Willie's shirts, as we'll find out in a moment. But Willie walks in, watching this scene, and he sort of bites a pencil. And he's been on, and I thought he was going to sit down and talk to him, go like, "Why you do this weird thing with the TV?
Are you mental? Are you mental, son?"
Well, he goes, "Brian, my son."
Yeah, which is followed by a good Brian line delivered brilliantly and funnily. A great line. Paste it in.
So, Brian, my son.
Yes, Dad. My father.
Well, your mother tells me you've been asking a lot of questions about, about the baby. Where it comes from, where it's going, how it gets there.
Oh, you mean the facts of life?
Well, that's one way of putting it, yeah.
You don't have to worry, Dad. Alf explained everything.
Oh, Alf?
Yes, Willie.
I understand you took it upon yourself to educate my son about the birds and the bees.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Brilliant. I love the fact that Willie shouts Alf, and Alf pops up, as I said, in one of Willie's, clearly one of his plaid shirts, from behind his portal. Just a sheer relief. Because at that point, you realise Alf's another man in the house. And, he's even wearing one of his shirts, so he's an equal.
You're welcome. Although I don't think he understood the part about releasing the pods.
Oh wait, no, it's not. It's Alf.
It was a great switcheroo. You're expecting Willie just to yell at Alf again, and the thank you was brilliant. Lovely stuff. That. Yeah. Also, Alf wearing a shirt makes you realise that since he had that grey T-shirt on, he's been naked this entire episode. He's back to naked Alf again. So I don't know what's going on there.
Pick a lane. All we ask. Pick a lane. Or show us more hot Mel McTuft. That's all. It's all we're asking. Well, I am anyway. I can't speak for John.
Well, yeah, no. I want to see less. I want to see less.
There you go. So it's balanced out. We'll swap it around at some point. So it never one of us is the pervert. We're always mixed in.
No, it's always you.
Oh, no,
it's always you.
Yeah, it's always me, isn't it? And that is always the end of the episode, which again it kind of barreled along. In a way which Alf episodes do, where they're not like very high concept and they're not bottle episode kind of ones. It was just kind of a good episode. It was a good episode. It was great. It was good.
I mean, it was an episode that was needed, unless Kate was going to be sitting down all season, or standing behind a massive bouquet of flowers all season, or something like that. And it was done as well as you could. But again, it must have had to be sort of parachuted in very quickly. Yeah. To sort of sort it out. And it's kind of, it's all right.
Yeah. So obviously the MVP for this episode, for me, definitely Anne Schedeen.
Quite right. Yeah, it's a Kate episode. Kate wins.
And it's weird because when Alf begins, you can't even imagine what a Kate episode would look like. She's not given that much to do. She's kind of a cipher or a battle. And slowly they've increased her role to become more sarky, more sparky and more interesting. And this relationship with Alf.
I think she's the best actor in this whole show, apart from Alf, apart from Paul Fusco.
Yeah,
And she's brilliant. She's imbued the character with sort of many levels, many layers that you suspect might not have been there in the script.
Yeah, I mean, that is 100%. I think the cast, as always, make an okay episode into a good one. And again, I don't know what the writing strike situation was like, whether they had weeks to work on this after it came back, or whether this was literally, we need a script now, and it was just knocked out. So
I don't think Lisa Ray Bannock has ruined her reputation, because it was already quite a good reputation.
Absolutely, she's not ruined her reputation or her underpants.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Well, no, we don't. It's always me, isn't it? I'm going to wrap things up before people start phoning some sort of authority on me. But unless the authority is on Alf, in which case it's just us, because that is us.
It's us, isn't it?
And there are more of us, obviously, on the Blue Sky, on the Instagram, and the Facebook, and, of course, on Patreon with Alf-splaining Extra, where you can get extra Alf-splaining, including, recently, a look at the Marvel UK comic that they put out of Alf.
This is the niche content you want from us. We're not just looking at the comics. I don't think we've even looked at the comics yet. We're looking at the specifically UK bespoke editions.
Yeah, and we find out what Al's favourite British TV programme is. So,
and we're not going to tell you because we want you to subscribe to our Patreon.
Exactly, because we're hard-nosed business bastards.
Brown-nosed business bastards.
That's the shot where Kate bought her suit from it. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
On the other hand, if you feel justified in your demands, you cannot really assume responsibility for
Kate?
Yeah?
I think I can sleep now.